What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology: The Phoenix Reborn 2 semi-finals action, joined with AOL Iron Maiden this time. Yes!
Yes, I'm also excited. I'm so excited to join the series here. Now that we're on everybody's favorite map, Mediterranean. I'm really excited to see all the innovation these teams are going to bring to this map. We have no idea what's going to happen, right?
That's exactly
Maybe.
right. We do have some differences here because the Zeus was banned, the Uranus was banned, right? So they have to come up with some slightly different ideas. But we are seeing the TC clan, the champions, going with the double Greek and the Kronos here. So Kronos having some feature time on this one, whereas DoD here says we don't want all Greek. We're going to go in with a team that can coordinate a little bit better. The Gaia, the Kronos, and the Hades. Having that Sentinels to defend the Atlantean player early against some of that early game hero harassment. That's going to be really, really helpful here for them, I think.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, aside from the god combinations, I know a hot topic in the chat is the fact that Chemo is unable to play, and so we have a substitute in for him.
Yeah.
I don't want to harp on that too much, but one thing I do want to say is that aside from the actual god combinations, the Fox and Shelty, and they play wonderfully well in team games together. They've been playing RTSL, just all sorts of team game tournaments over the years. 4 years.
Yeah.
So having said that, I think that they play extremely well together, and it'll be very interesting to see if the extra Greek on the side of the champions is going to help them kind of go toe-to-toe with the really good team play from the DoD side.
Yeah.
We all know Restoration's going to be... Wait, there's no Zeus, so there's only one Restoration,
That's
right?
Yeah, that's right. You can go Ares. Ares isn't a terrible idea here because you've got Atlantean to walk into, and picking off a Colossus with like a hero Oracle. That's kind of challenging. But you could also just go for that Hermes, have that ceasefire to just give yourself that minute of breathing room so you can catch up on the water. So Poseidon's really good here.
Indeed. I mean, the triremes, by all means, are stronger than biremes.
That's right.
Given micro and everything. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but I think it'll be difficult. It'll be really difficult to keep up with the combination between Shelty and Fox. However, now that I'm looking at the minimap, they're on opposite sides of the lake, so Shelty and Fox won't be able to move together like what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, this is like the worst sort of spawn for. It's not the worst spawn, but it's not a good spawn here for DoD. They want the Greek player on a side, because if you put the Greek player on the side, then they get that Fort Town Center sorted. They might even be able to put pressure with their heroes onto the opponents. They might get this town center as well just by leaving the heroes on there. A lot of or whatever, like a lot of very, very naughty things happen with a flank Greek. Whereas if you get the Atlantean in the pocket, then they've got that speed, so they can go left, right very, very quickly. So we are seeing the classical age gods coming. No surprises. We're seeing the Athenas. We're seeing the Prometheans. Punkstar a touch late here, just one villager late. Not the biggest of problems, especially on Mediterranean. Team game Mediterranean, really big. So that later advance time, it rarely is a big problem. I think you want to be playing defensive most of the time anyways to start off in team game Mediterranean.
I definitely agree, but the later advance, it is a little bit more severe when you're playing against Kronos.
That's true.
Up on that top flank.
Yeah, that is true. And Punkstar is also going Ares. Okay, so he's not going to go for that Hermes to give him some help here. So we do see a dot coming down. The oracles from Shelty are coming through. Punkstar tries to get the walls up, but he's too slow, and the oracles spot that. That's one villager down. Great start here for Shelty.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's all I have to say, Boit. Oh boy.
He even got the walls down. He just didn't build them. Like, that's so unfortunate for him.
Indeed. I wonder if he was wishing he had a ceasefire at this point in time, honestly.
Yeah. Well, there will be Ulysses will be able to come over. I imagine he's probably going to try and get himself some heroes out to come over and help. There's going to be another dot coming up on this side. The Trireme's going to defend here. Punkstar gets that pestilence down over here onto Fox, who gets all 3 docks hit here to give Mariano the advantage in this matchup. And Ulysses is over here to defend. I think that Punkstar's going to be okay here.
It'll take some time. He needs to, it'll take some time, but I think I agree. Let's see whether or not he can be okay. It's not a GG yet, of course.
Of course.
But by all means, he needs to be, playing well in order to come back.
Yeah. And now Joe has to send his heroes. This is big. Joe has to send his heroes to deal with what Mariano's doing. And what I think is possible here for the champions is they can send their heroes straight into, with that Cyclops, straight into Shelty's base and cause a lot of problems for him very, very quickly. And same thing here for Joe after this early pressure is dealt with. Mariano's going to have some problems coming for him very shortly as well.
Yeah, it seems like both Kronos players are losing their oracles, the hero oracles, so I guess eventually the Valor charge will come back, but that Cyclops could cause some problems. And the Minotaur on the bottom side, it could cause some problems in the bases, like you're saying, if they're not careful.
Yeah, and the Minotaur, he's trying to keep it alive. Just turn around and headbutt the Promethean offspring. No, it's going to get taken out. Oh, yeah. It's a second deconstruction.
Dude, if I was that little, Promethean child, I'd be feeling pretty BA, honestly, if I took out a Minotaur with a punch like that.
That's right.
Attaboy. Well done, little boy. Well done.
Well, Ulysses is now pushing over here to help out with Mariano, who's getting doubled at the moment, which will leave Punkstar in the 1v1 against Shelty. We'll see if he can hold on here, getting those fishing ships into the docks. The Trireme will be able to win these fights with that dock fire to help out, and Punkstar is retreating at the moment. I think he should be staying here and fighting. It's not that big of a difference in numbers. But we'll see if Ulysses and Mariano can find the advantage on this bottom side of the map while things are going poorly for Punkstar at the top.
Yeah, I actually have a question for you. So Punkstar on the top side, he used his pestilence down there on Fox, which means he has to fight just straight up against Shelty here now, it's a little bit tough. It's almost like he maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda used his pestilence to try and slow down Shelty and catch back up on his own. I don't know. It's up to Mariano and Ulysses on the bottom side to take advantage of that pestilence, honestly.
Yeah, they have to find the advantage here. Punkstar needs to just play from behind and just accept that life's going to be a little challenging for him. Keep taking nice trades. Does live another villager there. Miss Micro and those Trireme a little bit there as well. So restoration down for Joe. Ulysses is going to drop his own restoration here as well as all the boats get back up to full HP.
Seems like the numbers are fairly equal on the bottom side, but maybe Ulysses, I know Ulysses seems to be struggling on numbers a little bit. Maybe not too bad.
Yeah, it's close.
The game's kind of evening out.
The problem
Maybe
here
not
is that
for
Punkstar wants this dock up and he's just not able to get it. He's trying to get like some dual micro thing happening with these Trireme, but against the speedier Bareme, you don't really want that. You want to have all your Trireme in one spot, otherwise he can just chase you down and get pot shots.
Yeah. That's really all Punkstar needs to do is I think he needs to just keep Shelty up on the top side. If Shelty has big numbers down on the, up there, yeah. So he needs to hold on to his docks. He doesn't necessarily need to win, fights. Just not die. Sometimes that's your role in a team game. You just don't die.
That's right. I mean, they've also got the double Greek. So as we all know, if this game gets to that late game stage, it's going to be possible for the champions to come back from pretty much any deficit here with really, really strong play from Ulysses or Mariano on the bottom. So even if Punkstar gets into a position he can't really win, he just has to not die.
Indeed. Having said that, it seems like he's really slowing down on water. On the bottom side, we're looking pretty equal. Maybe a small advantage for Fox for Fox and Joe. Not a big one, but a small advantage. But on the top side, you can see that Shelty's grabbing a town center now. He's feeling confident.
Yeah, he's pushed Punkstar off of water. Ulysses, they're not communicating that Punkstar has lost this, and these Bareems are coming over from Shelty now to start taking Ulysses out. And I think the champions just need to give up on the water at this point, grab their town centers, and just wait, like bide the storm that's coming.
Indeed, it might be a little bit difficult. I know. Yeah, exactly. I thought, okay, so those are pigs. I saw those dots over there. I thought maybe Shelty was time shifting, but not just yet. Okay.
Wow, that's a fast resign here from the champions. I mean, they're playing with a sub that they're not quite used to, but I mean, when you go double Greek on Mediterranean, I feel like you have to do something. You have to have like some mental in the back of your brain there. Maybe Punkstar going Ares here wasn't the play. Maybe he should have gone for that Hermes, had that ceasefire. He did get the dock deconstructed, which did hurt that early game. I mean, I still think you can get a 430. You just have to get a few less fishing ships. But I don't know if that would have even been enough here after all is said and done.
I agree, man. I mean, like I mentioned before, down on the bottom side, Mariano and Ulysses, they weren't quite able to take a real advantage of the pestilence and gain an advantage down on that bottom side. So I think definitely that ceasefire probably would have been a lot more valuable for the champions.
Oh, well, two quick games here. We'll see if the champions, we're going to be moving into the pre-selected maps now. So we'll see if the champions are going to be able to work this one out moving forward. Hopefully we can they can find some footing here moving into game number 3. I don't know what else to say. We'll get the next game going really shortly.